of you on Facebook, welcome to Let's Do Brunch. We're gonna have some fun today and make some amazing pineapple salsa, some fresh pineapple salsa. Sham showed us how to prep and cut our pineapple, and so now we're gonna turn that into something delicious. How is the music doing? Is it too loud? Is it good? How are we feeling? Wait. It's good? Okay. All right, so good. We won't turn that down. All right, so our first recipe is our fresh pineapple salsa. We're gonna start with that first because that needs to sit and just let all those flavors come together. So we've got a full pineapple here, right? We prepped that really nicely, beautiful pineapple. We're gonna use half of it for our salsa and then half of it for a recipe later. All right, so for our salsa, I'm gonna do all of this with you. I didn't prep anything ahead of time, so we're doing it all live, real time here. We're going to slice up our pineapple into nice, small chunks. What we'll do with this is when we're cutting, we don't want our fingers to be out like this. When they're out like this, we can cut our fingers. We wanna hold our vegetable or fruit like a curled in way. So we're curling in like this, curling, instead of flapping out. So, okay. Give me 1 second, y'all.
Bear claw.
All right, so our bear claw. All right, so we've got our bear claw going on. Okay, so we're gonna slice downward. Nice little slices. We want our salsa to be kind of chunky, but not too chunky. All right. Not big chunks. We want to appreciate the flavor and texture of the pineapple, but not feel like we're just biting into giant pieces. We don't want to do that. Okay. So with our pineapple, I love fresh pineapple because it's really nice and naturally juicy. The more yellow the outside the pineapple is, the riper it will be. So we want really nice, ripe pineapples. They'll be super sweet in the salsa, and that's phenomenal. All right, so this size, no larger than this size, right? We don't want anything larger than that. I think that's a pretty good size. Anything larger will be a little bit problematic. All right, so we've got our slices, our quarters. We'll then first slice up, and then we'll take our slices and then dice them into smaller pieces. That's what we're gonna work with today for our pineapple. And what I'm actually doing to show you a little bit better, I'm cutting my slice in half first. So I'm cutting it in half like this way, vertically, and then I'm slicing it. So that's what gives me the nice, small, even pieces. Sham, what do you love about pineapple while I'm chopping and cutting?
Pretty much everything. I don't know that I've done a pineapple salsa. I've definitely done a mango salsa, but snacking is the way to go for me. I love having the fresh pineapple and just having it in the fridge so I can snack on it. That is usually my go-to.
Yes.
And that's why I got so excited because with the fresh pineapple, right, when you take that home, you got the whole big pineapple and you cut it yourself and you have it, I promise you, I got like 2 big airtight containers of pineapple as opposed to getting the pre-cut pineapple. Nothing wrong with it, nothing wrong with pre-cut, nothing wrong with going canned or frozen. But it's something so joyful when you just have an abundance of fresh pineapple.
It is. And actually, depending on where you are, pineapple might be on sale. It's on sale here in North Carolina for $1.98 for a fresh pineapple, and that's really good because a lot of times they can be $3 or $4. So yeah, they're on sale here at Walmart.
You know, I thought I was doing something with my $2.99 pineapple, but you definitely helped me. You know what? That's what the South gets you.
Yeah, and I know some of y'all in Cali are like, that's probably too high for a pineapple altogether. Y'all probably get pineapple for like $1. But yeah.
And I don't even want to know about the gas prices because I also thought I was doing something here because I found gas. The last time I got gas, I found it for like $1.60, and I said,
that's about right.
Was it $2.60? I can't remember. Oh man, I'm gonna start lying now. All right, I'm gonna just lie. But I was very excited about it, whatever it was.
It was around 160 Sham, because for me it's about 155, 158 here. So it's probably about it was probably about 160. All right, so I'm gonna cut another piece of pineapple up. Some of our rind, we're just gonna kind of cut that off. It's a little bit of the skin. We'll go ahead and get that cut off for us. We don't want to eat that. That'd be a little tough in the salsa. So the things that I love about pineapple, I love that pineapple is this beautiful bright yellow color, and I love that it has a lot of vitamin C in it, and so that's one of our wonderful antioxidants that helps support our immune system. And I also love that pineapple is very high in fiber. It's got a very high fiber content to it. So talking about keeping everything regular and moving, flowing really well, pineapple can definitely help with that. But it just tastes good. It tastes good. I love pineapple water. I love salsas, of course. I'm not discriminate. So fresh, frozen, or canned, it's fine. If I'm using the canned pineapple, I want the one that's packed in 100% juice. I don't usually see pineapple in syrup, canned in syrup, but if you do, don't do that. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. No, ma'am, and no, sir. I also love pineapple as a snack. So one of the things I'll do is they have a nice little small individual sized pineapple cups. I have a couple of those sitting at my desk, kind of the packaged cups for any time where I need a little sweet treat and I just want to grab something really quick. They don't have to be refrigerated, so that works out really well. And so yeah, pineapple is my definite go-to.
And I'm going to take us in a different direction and say that I love pineapple with tequila.
Y'all, she said, I love pineapple with tequila. I'm not mad at it, Shamira.
Pineapple margarita sounds wonderful. And what if you add like a splash of jalapenos? You got this pineapple jalapeno margarita.
Little spicy, a little sweet. That works. That works. Yes, I love a little spicy, a little sweet. You mentioned earlier that you like this salsa you've tried mango salsa. So I know there are some people that might not like pineapples, and that's fine. This salsa works very well with mangoes as well. I will say that the best way to make this salsa, if you're using mango, is to get frozen mango. Again, frozen mango. Fresh mango is okay, but the frozen mango, when it's still in its nice solid frozen form, it dices up very easily. And as it thaws out, the juices from that mango, ooh, when it mixes in with the rest of the ingredients, like, yo, that is some real stuff. It's really good. So sometimes I'll do a pineapple mango salsa. I know today we're just focusing on pineapple, so I just kept it to pineapple. But yeah, mango is that's that stuff. That's a good salsa too. That's a very good salsa too.
That's the thing.
Hey.
What do you guys like to do with pineapple? Give me some love in the comments.
Yeah, let Shamira know. IG folks, let Shamira know in the comment section. And Facebook Live folks, I will get to your comments in a moment once I'm done with this part of the recipe. We'll do the recipe in sections. So we have 3 different recipes that we're working with today, because at the end of all of this, we're going to make some beautiful shrimp tacos with this fresh pineapple salsa on top of it. So we've got a little ways to go, and I'll be able to check on you all too. All right, pineapple's going in. So to Sham's question, what do you all love about pineapple?
As we wait for some of those comments to roll in, what do we have next, Cam? What else is going in our pineapple salsa?
Right. So we've got, again, half our pineapple, half of a red pepper. I took the top off, took out the seeds, right? Beautiful red pepper. This sauce is going to be super colorful, so I like that as well. All right, so we're going to slice this first. We're going to slice from the meat side, not the skin side, but the meat side in, so it'll be easier for us to dice this up. So we're going to slice and dice and then put that right on into our salsa. Yep.
So is this your go-to way to slice and dice your bell pepper?
Yes. Yes, because what happens when you slice from this side, it can slip around, and I don't like slicing from the skin side. It's a little slippery, and so I like slicing from the meat side or the inside of the pepper. That's my preferred way to slice. And then you can kind of control the size of your cuts too. It's great to get a nice even dice, but try your best. You know, we just want it to taste good. It might not always look perfect. That's absolutely fine. It will still taste delicious at the end.
And that is all that matters.
That's all that matters. All right. So we're gonna slice. You can choose green pepper if you like. Green pepper has a little bit of a different flavor, so that's not my favorite, but it's perfectly fine to use. I think a red pepper or a orange pepper are best. Yellow peppers are fine too, but I think red and orange are sweeter, and I like that pairing, and I like the color as well with the red and orange peppers in this particular dish. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited.
Nice.
It looks beautiful, and your knife cuts also look very beautiful.
Yeah, so I'll show you all close up in a second what size we're looking for with these. We just want little bite-sized pieces. With this, you want it small enough to enjoy all the flavors to get blended in there really well, but not so small where you can't taste it, right? There's some beauty into the chunkiness of a salsa. At least I like some chunky salsas. So that's what we're going for. All right, so the size of this is about, really nice, small, bite-sized piece. Yum, yum. Yeah, that's what we're going for with our peppers. And don't worry, for those of you who like hot peppers, we got some jalapenos, some fresh jalapenos going in the mix too. So we got a little something for everybody today. I saw Sham's face. She was all ready for the jalapeno, like, yes.
And that is perfect.
So what are we seeing? What are we saying about pineapple? What are people loving, Sham?
Come on, everybody. Tell me what you're loving. Have you had pineapple yet this season? Have you made anything? What are your go-tos? I know a lot of people love pineapples in smoothies. Mm-hmm. So that's a really simple and easy way to go. What else? Give us some ideas.
I like pineapples in smoothies. I also like pineapples. We're going to do a pineapple agua fresca, which basically is like a flavored, we'd be making our own flavored water. And I love pineapple in that because it's so sweet. We'll add a little mint to that too, and it'll taste delicious. So yeah.
I'm very excited about that.
Oh yeah. So. All right, our last little pepper piece, getting chopped and diced on in there. You can do this one pretty quick. Okay. Nice quick cuts. All right. So our peppers, again, they're going into the bowl. Peppers in the bowl. Awesome. All right. Next up, our red onion. We're going to do a quarter red onion. We don't want too much of this in here. It tastes delicious, but sometimes onion can overpower the flavor, so we want to be mindful of that. So we've got a quarter of red onion. All right, when we're cutting our red onion, we're gonna keep the root intact. We're gonna slice down. Sham did a wonderful video on how to cut an onion last week. And so we're gonna keep our root intact. We're going to slice horizontally, cutting towards the root first, because what'll happen when we slice horizontally, we open up that up a little bit, open up the cuts a little bit, and when we slice the other direction, the dicing will just fall right on off. So we'll do our horizontal cut, then we'll do our longitudinal, our vertical cuts, trying to keep the root intact as best we can. It can be a little difficult with a quarter onion, and I'm breaking a no-no rule because you should not cut towards yourself, but this particular piece of onion is a little bit tricky, so just gonna be safe with it. All right, so we've got that all cut nicely, and then we're going to cut directly down, and we'll have nice, small, hopefully small enough diced pieces. I actually might cut some of this onion up just a little bit more. I think it's a little larger than I would like. So I'm gonna slice that up just a little bit. There we go.
While you are making that dice a little bit finer, does it have to be a red onion? What would be the difference in the flavor profile if someone didn't use a red onion?
So if you're not gonna use it doesn't have to be a red onion, but if you are going to use another onion, I suggest a sweet onion. The yellow onions have a bitter taste. We need something nice and sweet to go into this salsa. So that's the only thing I would say. If you're gonna use a different onion, just use a yellow onion. I'm sorry, use a sweet onion, not a yellow onion. And the red onion, of course, I like it because of the color, but they'll go right into that mix.
If you learn nothing else about Kumari, you will learn she is here for colorful goodness. All the colors.
Brightness. Not color discriminate. All the colorful goodness that you can get in a dish. All right, so we have our jalapeno. We need 1 jalapeno. Small little pepper. A little spicy. The fresh ones are not as spicy to me as the the canned ones. But if you don't get the seeds out, they can be. So I cut the top off, and then I make a small cut down one side so that I can open my jalapeno up really nicely and get the seeds out. That's really important. I need to open it up and get all those seeds out. Those seeds are hot, so I want those to come out as much as possible. Yeah, I definitely want.
If you like extra spice, can you just toss a few in there? Is that a no-no?
I suppose you could. I wouldn't, but I suppose you could. We'll take care of the extra spice with the cayenne pepper. We'll do that. Yeah. We can control that spice a little bit more than we can control these seeds. Because if one of those seeds get caught in your throat, you're going to be real mad. Like, I tried to make it extra spicy, but it didn't work. Didn't work out for me. So again, like how I did the red peppers, we're going to cut from the skin side in. I have a little towel here. Sometimes we got a lot of things going on. Got to wipe our hands off a little bit. So we're going to cut skin side in. Cuts. Make nice thin strips, and then we'll dice those strips up really nicely. Skin side in, nice small strips, and then we're gonna split those strips on the side, and we'll get a really nice dice to those. Oh yeah, and we can get these nice and small, which is good because no one wants a big chunky piece of jalapeno in their mouth if they're trying to do all this with the salsa, because that might be a little spicy too. Unless you like super spicy, then you might like it. But we want little small cuts, nice small cuts. And I'll show you what that looks like in a second, right? So we want small pieces, really small pieces to that. There we go. Small dices. I forgot to tell you all, as a part of brunch, what we always do is we grab our favorite beverage or drink. So if you have not done that yet, make sure you grab something. I've got coffee today, but if you were in a mimosa mood or a mojito mood or a mocktail or cocktail mood, that's fine too. It's 12 o'clock somewhere. It's not quite 12 o'clock here, but it's 12 o'clock somewhere. So grab whatever you like. Orange juice, pomegranate juice, pineapple juice. Enjoy it all. Okay, this is starting to look very beautiful, right? We can see all the different colors there. They're getting really nice. All right, so we're going to add our cilantro. We need about the equivalent of 3 tablespoons of cilantro. Cilantro comes in these nice big bunches, and this is like 1/8 of the cilantro that I have from the store. I would say 3 tablespoons. We can do about 3 nice sized leaves and cut those up, and that'll be fine. You can use the stems. The stems are absolutely fine with the cilantro. The leaves taste the best, but we just want to slice and chop that up really nicely if we can. So we've got our cilantro going in. Then all that's left is our spices and our lime, and we'll be good to go. The smaller you can get your cilantro leaves, the better. I tend to roll my leaves when I cut them, so that will help me slice them up a little bit smaller. But what you do not want to do is have a big old cilantro leaf like this floating around in your salsa. That is not the decision that we're trying to make. It's not cute. It's not cute. So we want to try to get them finely cut. And it can be kind of tricky because the leaves tend to move around a lot. Yeah, once you start cutting them fine.
As you mentioned, when you do buy cilantro at the store, you get a ton of it.
You do.
So how do you store it so it doesn't go bad super quickly?
Yeah, cilantro will go bad on you quick. All right, we might need a little bit more of that because I think that's about 2 tablespoons. Cilantro will go bad on you quick. So cilantro, if it's wet, if it stays wet, what happens is that the leaves start to turn and brown and get slimy and disgusting. We're not trying to do that at all. So I suggest when you get your cilantro, if you're going to use it in one day, go ahead and rinse that off and chop it up. You can do a couple different things with it though. When you rinse it off, make sure you pat it dry. And if you have any extra to store in the refrigerator, make sure it's as dry as possible. Or when you have your Ziploc bag that you put it in, add a dry paper towel to that so it can soak up the rest of the moisture. And that should help preserve it for a little longer. All right, that looks good. There we go. Cilantro in the bowl. Awesome. Hand wipe. All right, now we gotta roll our lime. Gotta give it a little pressure.
Roll it. Why are we rolling it?
Hey, we're rolling it so we can get the juices out easier, right? It's a lot easier if we roll the lime. We can get those juices flowing a little bit better, I'm gonna move my cutting board up just a little bit because this lime is hard. We want it to be softer to the touch. We should be able to press in on it a little bit, and that's how we know that it's almost done in terms of being ready to roll and go. We want to get as much juice out of our lime as possible because that flavors up our salsa really well. Before I actually add the lime juice in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add our spices in, and I'm going to give this a stir because I want the lime juice to be the last thing that kind of goes on top. Plus, it looks really pretty when you put that juice in there. All right, so, hey. All right, so we're going to do a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. I like to spice up my salsas. So we got a 1/4 teaspoon of cumin. Shake that off really well.
What flavor does that give us?
It gives it a nice, I like to say like a nice rustic flavor to it, to me. But it's almost like a spicy rustic flavor, which is the reason why I like it so much. We're gonna add 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Usually I measure over my bowl, but because I don't want a whole lot of salt in here, I'm gonna actually measure over my cutting board. Just a tad. All right, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And then I want some cayenne pepper. Hey, get it spicy. Now, you don't have to use the cayenne pepper, but if you do, just do an 1/8 teaspoon. If you like stuff really spicy, you might want to use a 1/4 teaspoon. And I'm gonna do a medium spice, so we'll do an 1/8 teaspoon. And I'm gonna stir this all together first to get these flavors mixed in a little bit before I put my lime in. Let's get a regular spoon.
It looks beautiful.
Oh yeah, gosh, it smells so good. All right, we're gonna start stirring that together. Okay, and then our lime's nice and soft. We're going to cut our lime in half and squeeze it in. So here's the trick. Here's my trick to getting as much lime juice as my own. It's not an official trick. I squeeze my lime right into the bowl, like so. And then I take my spoon. I need a smaller spoon. And I press the spoon against the sides of the lime to get as much of the juice out as possible. But sometimes there's still some juice in there. But we want to get all that lime juice out.
And this is why I love watching you live in the kitchen, because all of your little hacks, you teach me something every time. I stand.
Yeah, always something new. Yeah, so there we go. And so, and that's, if you have a juicer, you can use a juicer, but if you don't have a juicer, 'cause some of us don't, right? All you need is a spoon. It'll do the same thing. Squeeze most of the juice out, get that nice and around, and then just use your spoon. A lot of times I do that with the kids when I cook with the kids in the schools. They don't have, we don't have juicers all the time, but we got spoons. We can work it out. Everybody's got a task they can do. Just get that spoon to work.
That's it. You just gotta make do. It doesn't have to be fancy. You just have to use what you have.
It does not. I agree. It does not have to be fancy. You just gotta make do with what you got. All right, I'm gonna turn it to the side so you can kind of see. What I'm doing is I'm pressing with my hand and I'm turning my spoon at the same time. So it's a press and turn type situation to try to get as much of that juice out. Press and turn. All right, this is looking awesome. Okay, so we're gonna stir this together. All right. Get it nice and blended. We'll cover it.
Also are requesting a close-up.
A close-up? Oh yeah, I can do a close-up stir. Let's see how this works. All right, let's hope I don't drop any. But yeah, here we go. And I'll do another close-up later. All right, is that close? Yeah. There we go, we can see it. Yeah, so we're gonna cover this up. We're gonna let it sit. The longer it sits, the better the flavors come together. If it can sit for 20 to 30 minutes, that's ideal. If it sits overnight, oh man, when you get up in the morning, you'll have something delicious. All right, so I'm just gonna cover this, put this in the fridge, and we'll get started on our stress. How we doing, everybody? Anybody stressed while they're cooking? We need a break to drink some coffee?
Not coffee. I have orange juice, but yes.
But yes. All right. So we are gonna switch gears a little bit. Okay, so now for our shrimp. All right, let me see how our Facebook folks are doing. Awesome. Hey, good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you all. Oh, Nixon. Hello. Cool. Hey, nice to see you, Sean, Marlon, Johanna. Hey, Lloyd. Hey, Stephanie. I haven't seen you in a minute, girl. Hey, Barbara. Oh, it's good to see all of you. Awesome. Okay. Nixon, I hope I'm making you proud with my salsa. That's my chef, y'all. That's my chef in Zambia. He is awesome. So I hope he is proud today. Awesome. Okay. So what we're going to do now is do our shrimp. All right. So we're doing a cilantro lime shrimp. It is going to be delicious. When I say I cannot wait, I have been waiting all this time for this shrimp. So good. Okay. So with our shrimp, you can use frozen or fresh shrimp. I actually use frozen shrimp. The way to thaw out frozen shrimp, just put the shrimp in a bowl, add a little bit of cold water, and it'll thaw out in a few moments. In a few minutes, not moments. I would say about 5 to 10 minutes. I'm gonna drain this water off real quick though, since that's what I did choose to do. All right, and I'm using Argentinian shrimp, so they're not already cooked. It might seem like they're cooked, they're not. They're just ready for us to do some lovely things with. All right, so to season up our shrimp, what we're going to do, I need to rinse my hands off. I'm really funny about cross-contamination, so you all will see me wash my hands a lot. Yeah, Sham said that's a good thing to be funny about. Yeah, so you'll see me wash my hands a lot. All right, so to our shrimp, we're gonna add, you all know I'm obsessed with this Trader Joe's onion salt. You can use regular salt or garlic salt. I put some variations in the recipe, but I am obsessed with this salt. It's delicious. It's not doesn't have a high sodium content, but it's got a lot of flavor. Yes, Sham, I see you. It is a staple in the house. So we're gonna start off with this. We need a teaspoon of this salt. I'm gonna move our pineapple out the way. We don't need that right this moment. All right, let's transition some stuff over just a bit. Okay, so we need a teaspoon of this salt. It's got nice big chunks of onion, a little garlic and parsley in here. That salt is the truth. All right, so we need our salt. We also need a half a teaspoon of cumin.
Have our cumin again for, what did you say, Cam? The rustic?
Nice rustic earthy flavor. Yeah. Yes, our cumin, we gotta get that in there. We have some chili powder. We're going to use a teaspoon of chili powder. Now you can use chili powder or you can use chipotle chili. I'm just choosing chili powder today, but that's another variation that would be absolutely fine too. We're gonna get a teaspoon of that in there. Sprinkle that around. All right. We're gonna add some spice to it. So we've got some red pepper flakes. We're gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Just a little spice. Sprinkle that right on there. Awesome. We do need a lime for this, right? So we're gonna use some lime here. We'll roll that lime. Another way, if you don't have a cutting board, and if you still want to roll lime, what you can do is just roll it in your hands. You just got to press a little bit harder when you're rolling the lime in your hand. Okay, you just got to press a little bit harder. Okay. All right, so before we add the lime juice and the garlic, I'm going to mix this around just a little bit with my spoon.
So if you have time, is this something that you season and you want to let them sit, or is it fine to just go ahead, season, and throw them right in your pan?
Yeah, we're gonna let these sit. I want this flavor to get in here really nicely, so we're gonna let these sit. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of garlic, minced garlic. I like the garlic packed in oil, but you could use the garlic packed in water. But yeah, we're gonna let these sit. We're gonna let these sit while we make our beverage. Yeah, and then we're gonna add, last but not least, our lime. All right, we got to give that a roll. Oh, I got to push down on that pretty hard. Give it a nice little roll. Use those muscles. I swear, we're talking about muscle loss, all this sitting down in this quarantine.
Exercise can come in all forms.
Yes.
Get it anywhere.
I know. Right now, this lime is getting it, right? This is the strength training. Let's call it that. I guess the lime's not all that heavy, though. Okay, so we got our lime. Same rules apply. We're going to cut like a claw in half, and we'll use that spoon to get all that juice out. This lime's going to need a little extra love from this spoon. I can already tell. It's being a little bit extra today. And if the limes are a little tough, that's okay. That's why we've got our spoon here. I put the lime on last because I want that flavor kind of coming in last, but it's all going to be really good together. All right, so again, my little trick, if you don't have a juicer, you probably have a spoon. Get it out, get most of that lime out. We like the pulp in the lime too. That's really good. Oop, that lime just got me in the face. Just a little lime juice. Sometimes it's messy in the kitchen. That's okay. Roll it and twist it and shake it. I know. It's like, why are you squeezing me so hard? What's going on with all this? Yeah, I know, little lime. Whoops. All right. Yeah, this lime's a little tough. You can tell in the grocery store. I like to get limes that have thinner skins to them. And here in the States, our limes are a little bit different than other places too. I feel like some of the produce can be fresher in other areas than it is here. But we gotta work with what we got. So that's all we can ask for. All right, so our lime in there. Okay, we're gonna give this a nice stir. I want that garlic to get all the way through. Okay, and we're gonna let this sit for about 5 or 10 minutes too, actually. So while we're making our fresca, this will sit, and it's gonna get these flavors blended in it really well. It'll have a really nice, intense lime flavor to it, blended with the rest of the spices. If you don't like as much lime, that's fine. Just use half a lime instead of a whole lime. All right, so we're gonna cover and move on. All right, y'all, so I've got a little bit of a transition. We gotta clean some of this stuff up and make room for the fresca items. So just give me a little moment, hold tight. Sham's gonna be talking with you all about the comments. If you have something you want to share, hopefully now will be a good time for you all to do that while I clean up. Give me about 2 minutes.
All right, what are we doing? Let me get some comments. Is everybody feeling good? Anybody learn anything new? Let me know who's here. I don't even know.
Is it easy for you to pop up and see it, Sham?
Yeah, I can see it. I'm just wondering, either y'all don't love me and you can't hear me, or the comments are broke. So
I think the comments are broke because I can see them. Because I can see.
I can't see anything.
Yeah.
Like I can't even see if people are joining.
Hey, Shishi. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of people, and yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna hop out and then try to hop back in. So just let me back in because I think something is going wrong on my end.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all, give her a second. I'm gonna rinse this off. Let's see if we can get Sham back in here. Hey, hello everyone. Hey, Mika. Hey, Steph. Awesome. I'm gonna say hi to my Facebook friends as well. Let me switch over to you all real quick. All right, let's see if Sham can get back in. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, Saida. Oh, it's so good to see you. Sham, are you in?
I'm back, and I'm so sorry, guys. It was me. My phone was trying to play me. You guys were here and talking, and I didn't even know it. So I was not ignoring you. My phone was just on
Never
me.
that.
So, hey, everyone. Hey, Ty. Hey, Steph. All right, we're back in action. So if you have questions, well, I guess I'll just run it back. So,
yeah.
If you haven't noticed, we have something a little new going on. So what happened happens is we are trying to get everyone comfortable and confident in the kitchen. So midweek, I release a bare minimum episode, which means we're breaking down a kitchen skill or a kitchen hack, something just starting from the basics. So this week we talked about how to chunk pineapple. There are a ton of ways to cut up your pineapple, but we went through one of the easiest ways I've found to get it done. And then on the weekend, we have Let's Brunch, where Cam walks through using whatever that food is. So today, again, we're talking pineapple. We have already made a delicious pineapple salsa. And now we are making, what are we making, Cam?
We are making a pineapple mint fresca.
Yeah, and our shrimp is marinating for our tacos, so we are on a roll.
We are.
If you have any questions, go ahead, drop them in the chat now that I can see them and respond to them.
And I can see all of you on Facebook really well. Yana said she's feeling great. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so for our pineapple fresca, what we've got, we have the other half of our pineapple here. Definitely need that. I'm gonna chop that up a little bit more. I'll do slices like I did before, but I won't chop it finely. I have a blender, so I have this little Ninja. We're gonna use a little Ninja today. Any blender you have will do. But we're gonna get our pineapple in first. So our pineapple is gonna go in first. Let's put this on our cutting board. Again, it can be larger, rough chops. It doesn't have to be anything really specifically fancy. All right, big rough chops to our pineapple. And whoops, if there's any skin on there, we don't want that. That'll make it really tough. All right, big rough chops to our pineapple. Put our pineapple right into the blender. Pineapple is slippery.
They're loving your sweatshirt.
Yes, I got it from grassfields.com. You said what?
I got my t-shirts.
Hey.
The answer is the Spelman Bookstore.
I love it. 2
years back now, so.
I love it. I love it. Awesome, awesome. All right, so again, rough chopping to our pineapple. Nothing too specific. We'll just do a little rough chop there. All right, wipe off your hands because my hands are nice and sticky now. All right, I can finally get rid of the cutting board. Yes. Okay. Cutting board over here. Mint. We need you. All right, so I have, you can just use regular mint leaves. There's a mint that's indigenous to North Carolina, so the leaves look a little different. I don't know what the name of the other mint is. It almost tastes kind of like that fresh mint Orbit's gum, if I could describe it that way. Like that's what I would say the flavor is. But we're gonna put about 20 mint leaves, bam, right into here.
20, okay.
Yeah, we want it nice and minty fresh and pineapple sweet. We want, and then we're gonna add some club soda or salsa water or just regular plain water. It doesn't have to be bottled water. It doesn't have to be sparkling. I want a little sizzle to mine, so I'm gonna do sparkling water, but you can just use regular water. That's absolutely fine.
That's good to know. Are there any other herbs that might be good in something like this?
Rosemary would be good. Rosemary would be really good. Lavender would be good too.
Oh, you're so fancy. I was thinking like a pineapple basil would also be pretty good.
A watermelon basil is good too. We will definitely do a watermelon fresca. When I say that is my favorite beverage in the summer, but we got to get the watermelons nice and sweet first. All right, good.
Well, there are options. There are plenty of options.
There are plenty of options. So we need 1.5 cups of this water. We need any, like I said, it could be any water. It could be seltzer water. It could be flat water. It does not matter. I just want to give mine a little bit of a sparkling feel to it. All right. And then I am adding agave nectar. I like agave nectar because it's got a low glycemic index. What does that mean? So our agave nectar, it's got a low glycemic index. That means that when we digest sugar, like, and it's about our blood sugars. When we digest sugars, when we have things like brown sugar, syrup, honey, our sugar level will spike up really high. Like, see that? Whoop, spike. We don't like that. Our body's kind of like this slow increase and tapering off. And when we have things that have a lower glycemic index, or meaning that helps with that slow increase, that can help, especially when we're thinking about sweeteners. The only other thing I would say is some of the foods we eat can, like our desserts too, can do some of those spikes. So I like this blue agave syrup. We're going to use a tablespoon of it in here. I like it because it is, what am I looking for? All right. It's got a little bit of sweetness, just in case your pineapples might not be as sweet, but it's delicious and it pairs really well with everything. All right, time to blend. All right.
And after we blend, I do want you to tell us if we don't have blue agave nectar, what can we do?
Yes.
That's a little fancy and everybody
Yes.
has to be able. So what are some
Yes. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that, Sham. So you could also use maple syrup, or you could use simple syrup. And simple syrup is just sugar and water. You boil that up a little bit, so that's fine. Yeah, this is so I got this at Walmart. Well, the one last week I got at Walmart for $4, which was pretty cheap because this one was from Harris Teeter and this one was like $6, and I was not happy about that because I knew about the Walmart one, but I wasn't by a Walmart this week, so we had to do that. All right, I'm gonna blend. Give me a second. I want it to get as nice and frothy as possible. So a little more blend. Yes. Yes.
Everybody wants to know what type of blender is that?
It's a ninja, y'all. It's a ninja, but I promise you, it's weird because they don't make them like this anymore. I got this ninja hair keep. I got this ninja a couple years ago at Walmart for like $30, and it comes with. Hold up, let me show you. So it comes with 2 pieces. It comes with the big piece and a little piece. Like if I wanted to make little, like if we wanted to chop up our things for salsas, and like if I wanted to chop up little piece and some tops. I mean, it was amazing find. I have not seen it there since, but yeah, they exist. And it's nice because it's just an easy little top. The same top works for both pieces. Yeah.
Everybody is really excited about that blender.
About the blender?
Being oldie but goodie.
Yes.
Be able to find it.
Yeah. Disclaimer. That's like when you see a sweater and somebody's like, "Oh, I love your sweatshirt or your sweater." You're like, "Oh, I got it from here," and they don't even make it anymore. You gotta give disclaimers. All right, so I'm gonna use some crushed ice. You can use cubed ice. I'm gonna use some crushed ice. Come on, ice mix. Watch, it's probably gonna put a whole bunch out in a second. Yep. See? About to
Can we
play
get
me.
our music up like 2 notches?
Turn the music up?
You have a second?
Yeah. Better?
You also see this fancy fridge, right? Hey, John. Hey,
Leave my fridge alone. My family loves me. That was my housewarming gift. They were sweet enough to pull in together, cousins from far and wide, to give me this fridge, and I love them and I love it. Use it daily. All right.
Hey, Candace. Thanks for joining.
All right. So I'm gonna take this off, and we're just gonna pour this directly over. All right. We'll do a nice pour.
Ooh.
A new moment in wireless has begun. T-Mobile and
All right.
Sprint are joining forces.
And I'm gonna give this a little bit of a stir.
Okay, John just asked me. He said, "I know I'm late, but what are we making for it?" So, do you want to give me the pineapple rundown here?
Yes. So it's a pineapple mint agua fresca. All right. It's a little frothy, but I like it that way. All right, we're mixing it together. What's gonna happen is as this sits, the pineapple is gonna separate, the pineapple pieces are gonna separate from the juice, and then you can really do something fun with that. But yeah, it's pineapple, mint, agave nectar, or syrup, or simple syrup if you don't have agave nectar. And we've got a little bit of seltzer water in there. You could use regular water as well. That's all it is. That nice, bright color we've got there. Awesome. I'm gonna try it. Yo, it almost tastes like a virgin pineapple mojito. It's got lime in there too. I forgot to say that. Or no, we didn't put any lime in this one. We didn't. Yeah. You could put lime in it though. Yeah, but it almost tastes like a virgin pineapple mojito. I would say that's like the flavor. So if you add some lime to it, that's what you got. And you'll start to see it separate. It's delicious. That replaces my coffee. We ain't messing with that coffee anymore. I just want that. That's all that.
Yeah. So again, we have this 2-part series going on where midweek we talk about a different food and basics like how to cut it or how to wash or how to cook it. And then once we get to the weekend for brunch, we make multiple things. So now that we know how to chunk that pineapple, we have gone through how to make a pineapple salsa. We are marinating some shrimp for our tacos, which it looks like we're about to get back to.
Yep.
And we have made our pineapple mince fresca. I don't think I got that title right, but
You do. It's right. Pineapple mint fresca. You got it right. You got it right. All right. Yes, we are about to get back to our shrimp now. For our
yes, that's the whole screen on the fridge. That is what you see there, and it's playing music.
Sham, you too much. We're gonna get back. So here's the thing: if you don't like that much pulp, wait for it to. You can strain this off too, or wait for it to separate. And if you get a spoon, it's not a spoon, a straw, you can go right to the bottom, and that'll be really well too. But I like the pulp, so.
Hey,
Sorry, y'all. I had to get one more sip in. Okay. I promise I'm focused. I promise I'm focused. All right, move that coffee out the way. Nobody wants that right now. All right, so our shrimp. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Can you all hear it okay? Okay, maybe not. Sham's dancing in the background. That means it's gonna stay like that. Okay, so in a skillet over medium heat, we are gonna heat 2 tablespoons of oil, olive oil or vegetable oil. Either is fine. Olive oil or vegetable oil. Hey, Keisha, how you doing? Facebook fam, love it. So 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're gonna put our shrimp right on in. Yes, it's going to be delicious. All right, that's a little bit in the way. So we'll move that out the way. And we'll move this over here so you all can see what I'm doing really well. Okay. All right, so we're heating. We're coming to a close. We're gonna cook, assemble, and we'll be eating in no time. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm gonna pour it over my pan, so if a little extra spills, it won't be a big deal. It'll get in the pan. 2 tablespoons of olive oil. In we go. All right, I've got my pan on medium-high heat. All right, we're gonna put our shrimp in. The way you can tell if a pan is too hot or if it's hot enough, put a little bit, man, when I took the saran wrap off that shrimp, all the garlic and the lime hit me all at the same time, the waft, right? The cumin. I had to stop for a second, like, yes, all of this is what I want. Okay, so the way to tell if a pan was hot, my first thought, right? Just put a little bit of your liquid in there, and if it starts to sizzle, yep, that's ready. Then you know we're doing pretty good. All right, so we're gonna put our shrimp in.
You can just dump them all in there at the same time.
Yep.
No problem.
Sorry, I might not have turned that toward the camera, right? All right, dump all of our shrimp in. Get them in a single layer, though. That's important. We want them in a single layer. All in the same time, single layer. All right. Our shrimp are gonna need to cook. Depending on your size, you'll need to cook the shrimp for about 8 to 10 minutes. It really depends on the size. All right, so we're gonna cook those up. Really nice. My pan needs to be a little bit hotter.
So as you're cooking those, Cam, I will say everybody is just obsessed with your entire kitchen. So now they have moved on to your spoon and your spoon holder. It's lighting up the comments, so they want to know where you got all the
Yes. So for those of you might not be able to hear Sham on IG, she was saying everybody's obsessed with the kitchen. Now we're wondering about the spoon and the can opener, or the spoon holder. So these came off Amazon. Y'all know my favorite color is teal and aqua. So yeah, that's what we did with our spoons. And there's a set. There's about a set of 12 of them. This is just a mason jar. It's just a blue mason jar that I found at Michael's or Walmart. It's real simple. I turned simpleness into simple things into something amazing. But yeah, this set might have been about $40. It came with measuring spoons and measuring cups and this little silicone piece here. It's a nice set. It's actually a really nice set.
Stephanie said you are trying to snatch her kitchen edges. Well,
Stephanie, you were too much.
You need to start providing style tips too.
Oh!
And I think that's fair.
I can do that.
Evelyn says, I would like to discuss the sweatshirt next.
So Stephanie said, I can do style comments for kitchen. We'll add that to the list of things that we'll do. Maybe I'll do that in a separate post. That's actually pretty good. I didn't think about that, Stephanie. Thanks for that idea. Evelyn, girl, you know you can come over here and wear this sweatshirt anytime, but that means you're going to have to come up out of Michigan first. So, then there's that. But you're welcome. I got the sweatshirt on grassfields.com, and now I'm kind of envious because now they have some cutoff ones, and like they're cute, so you can do like a little high-low thing. They didn't have those when I first got my sweatshirt. But yeah, Grassfields. Nice. I love it because they are based out of Nigeria and England, and they're expanding, and so they're Black owned, and I love it. Or African owned, and I love it. So yeah, Grassfields. All right, I want this to cook all the way off, so I'm gonna turn my heat up just a little bit because that's what I want to do. Because I want this to cook off a little bit more. All right, my shrimp are starting to look good. And I do want there to be some juice underneath there, but I want that juice to cook down and reduce. So let me move the spoon out the way so you can see what I'm talking about. See, this is still pretty liquidy. I want that to reduce a little bit. I need that to cook down just a smidge. Okay. So today we've got lettuce wraps, but we also have tortillas. Oh, one other thing I want to say before we get to that, and then we'll serve up and be good to go. All right, so if you don't like shrimp or if you have a shellfish allergy, you could also use, there we go, see that better. You could also use flounder. Salmon would be fine, but you can't cook the pan searing the salmon. It's not going to be quite right. You have to roast that in the oven. I know there's some people that don't have a shellfish allergy. They don't like shrimp, so they're using lobster. If you got that budget, go for it. If you like it, I love it. But yeah, all of those different things you can use instead of the shrimp if you want to have an alternative. That's perfectly fine. Your shrimp, when they're done, they're going to start to curl up. So mine are starting to curl up. So that's how I know we are nearing the end. And again, we've got different options for our lettuce wraps. So let me grab a plate here. And let's take our salsa out too. I'm going to turn my shrimp off. We're going to take our salsa out so we can enjoy that as well. I'm going to get some blue corn chips. Y'all know how I am about color, so I couldn't get the regular white tortilla chips. I had to get some blue corn chips. So we're going to get some of those on our plate. I'll do a close-up again of the salsa for those who just joined. I'm going to grab some chips. I just got the simple chips from Tostito. They don't have to be organic. That's the only ones I found on the store. So, they don't have to be that fancy. All right. Just a couple chips. All right, so our shrimp is good. And then we've got our tortillas. So here's the thing. I'm gonna make lettuce wraps, so you can use romaine lettuce, bib lettuce. The kids grew this lettuce, y'all. Isn't it gorgeous? They grew this in the garden. What, Sham? Okay, Sham's coming back. So I help with student gardens in Durham, and so the kids grew this lettuce. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Ariel. Yes, Sham, what do you have?
I have my romaine heart, so I bought romaine from the store.
Uh-huh.
I cut it up, so you can regrow it from scraps, and I'm so excited about it. So I cut it all the way down, and I just have it sitting in water here. But it's only been a couple of days, and you see how it's starting to regrow? So this is also perfect to just leave in your windowsill and have something to do with those scraps. So instead of throwing it away, sit it in some water and see if you can regrow it.
I love it. So Sham has romaine hearts, y'all, and she's regrowing it. She'll post some pictures up for that later, too, so that you all on Facebook can see that as well. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do, in the interest of time, I'm just going to go ahead and serve these up. I like the little street taco shells, but what I typically do, and I might actually make some real quick. I like to toast mine before I eat them. So I'm gonna actually toast a few up real quick if I'm gonna use that. So they'll toast up while I'm assembling, sorry, that beeping. So they'll toast up really good while I'm assembling the lettuce wrap taco. All right, so just a little cooking spray in the pan, and you can just put them directly in there, and we can toast them up pretty easily that way. I like them to be a little warm, so that's my own little chef hack. All right, hopefully you all can see them really well on IG. Let me adjust you real quick.
Adjust us. Give us the view.
There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, so we're gonna toast those up. They only take a minute or two. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that, we've got our beautiful shrimp here. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shrimp. All good and done. Show out my IG folks. Show my Facebook folks. There, now everybody can see them there. Gorgeous. And a little bit of that juice. We're gonna spoon a few shrimp right into our lettuce wrap. Lettuce is a little bit big, so we'll use about 4. Then we're gonna add our salsa. Our salsa is gorgeous. Oh, and it's so fragrant, it's so fresh. You can see all of the pineapple, the beautiful fresh pineapple, the red peppers, the red onions, cilantro. We add some spices to that, right? We made it a little spicy. So we're gonna just scoop some of that right on top. There we go. Scoop that right on top. I'm gonna flip these because I can tell. Yeah. Might turn that up a little bit. Get those a little more toasty. And then I'll add a little salsa on the side to go with my corn chips. Just a little bit of love from each bite. Once these are nice and warm, oh yeah. There we go, that's what I want. That nice toasty flavor that they get, they'll puff up a little bit. Uh-oh, I lost some folks. Oh no. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I gotta restart Instagram Live. I did not know that it did that. My bad. And of course, because I'm so far away from the phone, it will not. I have to put the code in. All right, these smell like they're good enough, so we're gonna turn those off. Give me 1 second, y'all. I will be right there to plate them up. Okay. Let's see if we can go live again. All right, well, okay. Let's finish it on the Facebook side. I'll say sorry and apologize to the Instagram folks a little bit. So, anyway, all right, so we're gonna plate this up really nice. Okay. Yeah, we got a nice little toast onto our tortillas. And we're going to add our shrimp. Okay. Adding our 3 little shrimp, because this is a little bit smaller. Add some salsa. Okay. We'll do a little lime zest on top. Just a little bit. Just on top of our, there we go. All right. And we're good to go. That's it. It is absolutely delicious. Absolutely delicious. So yes, we did brunch. It's awesome. Thank you for joining me. I am going to see if I can get Instagram folks back on. All right. Hey, Sham, I put you on speakerphone. I'm going to see if I can try to get Instagram folks back on.
Okay.
All right.
Just on Instagram.
Okay. I'm going to turn this to you guys.